Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Buckbeak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, we are going to take a look at the new Mythic market to see all the new tunes, and I'm going to go over all the new characters and all the new items and talk about who I think you should go for both offense and defense, and also I'm going to do a little bit of ranting, but we'll get to that, and there's a particular reason why, but we'll definitely get there. And before we get started, if you like this video, hit that like button, smash it. Yeah, please smash that like button if you like this video. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And leave a comment down below if you want to. And share the video. If you do any of those four things, you don't have to do all four of them. But if you do any of the four, that would be very much appreciated. And I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing alright, and I'm staying safe for the most part, so let's not waste any more time. What should I get to? The Mythic market or the ranting? You know what, let's get to the ranting first, but enough chit-chat. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So, before we get to the Mythic market, we have this new thing called Stellar Energy. And we have a stellar roadmap. Great, okay? So that means from the calendar, we will get 100. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 energy for collecting it all, 5 days in a row. Not, very simple. But we go to the roadmap here. As you see, we have a Telltale roadmap and a Whisperer's roadmap. I chose to do the Telltale roadmap because I think the Telltale Allegiance is just a little bit better. But anyway, as you can see, I'm all the way at stage 5, but yet they have to make these roadmaps impossible. Great job, Scopely. Wonderful job. And here's the kicker. Okay, so as you can see, the difficulty is 6,408. And you're thinking, oh, that don't sound too bad. But no. Wait till you get to the actual road maps. I believe it's the 3rd or the 4th stage. Let me take a look. Okay, right here, you have Peacekeeper and Vance against a team that, it's, Telltale is a good allegiance, but they have no way to counter vengeance or payback except Guardian Shields, right? So, I completed it, but it still took a couple of tries. And which one was this? I believe it had, let me take a look at the enemies. So Fast and Alert. So, okay, so it had Stars, Nor, not Sebastian. Stars, Nor, Vengeance, Jesus, Lao Po, and I believe Pamela Milton. And that there's no way that any of them can get any focus. Great job, Scopely. And then, here's one thing. Watch ad missions, right? You can get 50 stellar energy, but here's the problem. When I ran out of that energy and I went to go try to watch 5 ads, there's no ads available. Great job, Scopely. Great job for this horse shit. Great job. Ultimately, I think this Stellar's BS. I think it's a very bad idea, if you want my opinion. I don't know how many of you are going to agree with me or disagree, but I personally do not like it. The Stellar BS or whatever you want to call it, stellar, spectacular, or whatever the hell you want to call it. This makes Faction Assault look like a masterpiece in comparison, and I do not like Faction Assault. But now I'm not going to be so harsh on Faction Assault anymore. I have something else to bitch about. And they wonder why people bitch about this game. And they wonder why people quit this game. And for those people that have quit, I cannot blame you. I don't blame you. I mean, I get it. I understand. That's all I got to say about that little rant. Now, let's get to what the video is supposed to be at. Let's get to the part that the video is supposed to be about. Man, I'm so flustered, I can't even talk. But anyway, let's stop with the stellar BS. Let's get to the road map. Or the Mythic Market, I shall say. Okay, the Mythic Market. So, as you can see, we still have the normal tunes that have come in here. Hinging. I would say, I mean, if you don't have him, what's that, 100,000? That's not a bad pickup, but there's going to be better tunes in here, so I don't need hinging, so, but if you need him, I don't know, it depends on how many TWD gold medals you have. He's not a terrible pickup, but I don't think I would make him a #1 priority. Now, Peter Anderson, it's so weird calling him Peter. Pete Anderson, Jesse Anderson's husband. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you had to pick between Hinging and Peter Anderson, I probably would go with Hinging. I have Peter, but honestly, I've never used him. I don't even think I have all the copies of him at LB3, to be honest. Oh no, maybe I do, because it says I currently own one, so... Okay, maybe I did tier him up, I just don't use him. Like, he's sitting in my roster collecting dust. I mean, it is what it is. Now we have Wang Fa. He is a part of one of my defense leaders. I mean, I probably need to update it, to be honest with you, but I don't like collecting defense tunes. What is his leader skill? All teammates get 30% HP and get 100% bleed and burn resist. Okay, so he does what Jackie does, except he's a defensive tune. If you're starting out and you're first, like, maybe if you're not first starting out, but if you've been playing, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 months, let's just say, and you're starting to finally get these TWD gold medals and you don't have a decent defensive leader, Wang Fa might work out for newer players, but for the veteran players, those veteran players got him a long time ago. So if you're sort of newer, I would maybe think about going for him if you don't have a decent defensive leader. If you're a veteran, you more than likely already have him. So now let's get to the first choice box. So here we go. We have some new tunes. So the first tune we have is Anniversary Maggie. She's a pretty decent leader. Her leader skill is all teammates get 100% counter damage reduction for 2 turns and 40% attack. Listen, if you need a way to deal with payback and vengeance other than camouflage, Maggie is going to be a really great pickup. I believe she's definitely going to be worth it if you don't have Philip Blake and if you only have camouflage as a alternative. Anniversary Maggie is definitely going to be really great. I already have her, so I will be skipping her because I did pull for her on a premium wheel one time, but I didn't do a video for that. But it had someone else in it, I think, too, but she was part of it. But that was probably a mistake on my part because I don't use her because I have Philip Blake. But besides that, Maggie is still very decent. And if you need a way to counter Payback and Vengeance tunes, Maggie is going to be even more reliable than Camouflage. So ditch the Camouflage, go for Maggie if you need a way to counter those specific tunes. Plus, she does a nice amount of damage, so there you go. Now, next up, we have William Carver, who is a part of the Telltale Allegiance. So he does attack a line of the enemies for 250% damage each, plus one attack to the line for each Telltale Allegiance teammate. Okay, so his signature move, In Harm's Way, make a critical attack for 250% damage, attack an enemy. Okay, so his specialist skill is going to be Cutthroat 2. Whenever this fighter deals damage to a fighter that is under the effect of a debilitating status, they will deal 100% extra damage. Okay, so you got that. Let's take a look at his weapon. A 40% attack, huge bonus to AP when attacking, improved bonus attack, 45% attack when attacking enemies with more than 35% HP, improved 1535. I think he's going to be a pretty decent choice this time around. I honestly, so far I'm liking these selections better. Me personally, I don't have William Carver, so if I am to go for any of the attack tunes, William Carver is going to be my pick. But if you need a pretty decent damage dealer, William Carver, he's going to be a great choice. This is honestly, especially for some of the newer players, if there are any newer players, which I'd be surprised if there are, but if there are any newer players, this is actually going to be a tough choice for the crate this time around because you're going to have some very good options this time around, to be honest with you. So William Carver is probably going to be my personal pickup because he's the only one in the crate I don't have. So William Carver is a great pickup, and he's voiced by the great Michael Madsen. Now, next up, Father's Day Tyrese, he's going to be a really great pickup. Attack an enemy for 800% damage plus 200% damage for each positive status effect on this fighter. But here's the kicker. Here's going to be maybe the best thing about him. Normalize a line of enemies for one turn. So pretty much if you're going to target Vengeance Jesus or Peacekeeper, you target him with Tyrese's signature move, you're going to normalize that particular tune, and that's going to be a really good thing. If you don't have somebody like Eva in Ghost, which I know a lot of people aren't going to have her because she was solely premium, but who knows, maybe they come out with her one day in a Mythic market. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but that's probably about 2 years off from now, I would imagine, if the game is still around at that point. But Tyrese is going to be a great replacement for that, for not having the normalizer of Eva and Ghost or Yuletide Ezekiel. Tyrese is going to be probably a great second or third option to normalize certain tunes. He did get me by for a little while until I got Eva and Ghost, and if you don't have him, I would recommend picking him up because that will be a way to deal with Payback and Vengeance tunes, and then you could put whatever weapon you want into his hands. The off-duty Shane's baseball bat will be a great weapon for Tyrese, absolutely. And I forgot. Let's go back to Maggie. Let's take a look at her weapon. 40% attack, huge bonus to AP when attacking, improved splash damage, and improved rampage. I mean, they work when they proc off, they work, but when they don't, it's kind of substandard. I mean, you might have a better weapon that you can actually put into her hands, to be honest, but not a bad pickup. Now, we have Crag the Destroyer. Again, he's not a bad pickup. Remove 100% of the current bonus HP and deal 1,300% damage to an enemy. Confuse a line of enemies for 2 turns. Heal this fighter for 75% of their max HP. So he's doing a lot of damage. Although it is single target damage, it is still not a bad option if you were thinking about picking him up if you don't have him. And then his signature move. This fighter gets 75% attack, which increases by 25% each turn for the rest of combat. Make a critical attack against an enemy for 400% damage, 750% if the enemy is of the support role. So that's going to be great, because before you do the adrenaline rush, you can do the signature move, get 75% attack, which will increase 25% every single turn for the rest of combat, and I don't believe that can be countered. I don't think so, not on this tune, so that's gonna be even more damage potential when he goes to do his adrenaline rush, which he's already going to be doing a lot of damage anyway without that increase in attack. Plus, he has amped. At the start of this fighter's turn, if they are at 100% HP, they get 50% of their max AP, which we've seen this on tunes such as Sebastian Milton, Lily Call, obviously Crag the Destroyer, and who else? I can't think of who else at this point, but there are multiple tunes that do have amped. And I think there's a Martinez that has amped, like a yellow Martinez. I'm almost certain, but I'm not entirely sure. But Crag having amped is actually, I would say he's actually probably maybe a slightly better, probably not slightly, but I think he's personally better than Lily Call. I'm not going to lie on that one. And, yeah, he's already going to be doing a lot of damage. Plus, let's take a look at his weapon. 40% attack, huge bonus to AP when attacking, improved teammate reviving, and ransack. So if you have a teammate that's down and Crag kills an enemy, they have a 50% chance to revive a teammate, which can be a pretty beneficial thing in a certain moment if you need a particular teammate to come back. Although if you have multiple teammates down, it's kind of random who's going to come back. But if you have one certain teammate that's down and you need them to come back during a fight, and if they do from his weapon, that's going to be good. And then ransack attacks steal 2 positive effects from the enemy you hit, which can be a really good thing. Can be heal, it can be halo, that's a great example. You could have like a burn resist, a bleed resist, possibly, just thinking of positive stuff. And then you could have like a stun resistance, possibly. Again, if you don't have him, all 4 of these tunes, I don't think there's a bad tune to pick up from the Gold Mythic attack tunes. If you need a leader, an attack leader, Maggie's the way to go. But if you don't need a attack leader, if you need a damage dealer, it depends. Do you want somebody iconic like William Carver on your team? Do you want to be able to normalize certain enemies? Tyrese would be the pick for that. And then if you want to confuse enemies, if you want that attack increase, Crag is going to be the way to go. Not a bad pick either way you go. Now, I believe this is going to be the Gold Mythic Defense Fighters. Okay, so you have Clementine, who is a Telltale defensive leader. I believe, yeah. All teammates get 50% resistance to all debilitating effects and 40% HP. Telltale Allegiance teammates get 70% HP instead. If you need a really good defensive leader, specifically if you're planning on building a Telltale defensive team, she is absolutely going to be the way to go. Because let's take a look. The target has a positive. If the target has a positive effect, heal this fighter's team for 25% of this fighter's max HP for each positive effect on that enemy, and then deal 15% of this fighter's max HP as damage to the enemy. She's not doing a whole lot of damage, but she's not there to do damage. She's there to give out a bunch of HP. I mean, if you have a Telltale team surrounding her, she's gonna give out 70% HP just off of her leader skill, which is still absolutely insane to this day. And then deal 10% of this fighter's max HP as burn damage for 2 turns to a line of enemies, which is going to be really good. Again, depending on the amount of HP she has, which is already going to be a good amount based off the leader skill alone. So if you need a pretty good leader skill, a certain specific trait, then she's going to do that for you. Now we have Rebellious Princess, which I'm not really going to... Let's see, all she does is all other teammates get Guardian Shield while battling on the defense team. Normalize the line of enemies. Awesome. For 2 turns, deal 10% of this fighter's max HP as damage to a line of enemies. Okay, she's there. And then if this fighter has 75% or more HP, impair 2 random enemies for 3 turns. Freaking great. If not, this fighter gets 100% bonus HP and heals for 75% of their max HP. That's not the important part of this tune. Vengeance. There you go. If you want to have a Vengeance tune to annoy pretty much the majority of attack teams, Princess is going to be a great pickup. She really is, and she doesn't have anything defensive, so you can pretty much put whatever you want into her hands. Now we have Stars, which I believe he is a human shield. Okay? If you don't have a human shield, or if you need an upgraded human shield, Stars won't be a bad pick. Let's see, because he heals all teammates for 50% of their max HP, and then he's doing a certain amount of damage, and then he's also dishing out bleed damage, which is kind of interesting. Now, yeah, that's going to be really useful for your defense team. Now, let's see, this fighter recovers from heal reduction and heals 30%. Plus, he's going to be dishing out hemorrhage damage, so the potential for him to, if you can get him to rush, though, but his main purpose is to be a human shield. But if you have him rushing, which I don't know. I think I would rather have him using his signature move because he's going to deal out 6,000 hemorrhage damage to an enemy, and that hemorrhage damage won't go away until that enemy is dead. So, yeah, I would have him using his human shields for most of the time, but every once in a while have him use his signature move. So he has 40% HP, 40% defense, burn resistance, and normalized resistance. Okay, so he doesn't have a bad weapon. Like I said, if you need an updated human shield character, Stars, I believe, is the way to go. Absolutely. Do I think he's the best of the defensive tunes? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out in a minute. Then we have Roland. I think I kept calling him Ronald for some reason. I believe I called him Ronald when I did this character review. But anyway, let's see. I can't remember. Let me see. Okay, deal 25% of this fighter's max HP as damage. Plus, he's going to be dishing out hemorrhage damage in his adrenaline rush. That is going to be quite good. Plus, all fast and strong enemies are going to get disarm on top of the hemorrhage. The hemorrhage is going to be a nice thing to have. Now, again, for his signature move, he's going to be dealing out even more hemorrhage damage, which is going to be really good, and it's going to be really frustrating. And he has dexterity. Okay, if this specialist takes damage, the amount taken is reduced based on their current AP. The more AP the specialist has, the less damage they take. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but it definitely it's definitely going to be a little bit harder to take him out. Due to that, if he didn't have that, it probably wouldn't be that hard to take him out. Now let's take a look at his weapon. Okay, 40% HP, 40% defense, slow self, and then under pressure when attacked. Slow self. At the start of each wave, this fighter gets 1% slow for 5 turns. I'm still not sure how that's beneficial for him. I don't know. I'm still I don't know. But the 4th slot is still pretty good, I would say. Okay, so under pressure when attacked, while slowed, dazed, or confused, reflect 250% of the damage. So he's kind of a vengeance tune in that aspect because of the weapon. So, do I think he's the best one? Who do I think is the best one besides the leader? Okay. If you want to build a telltale defense team, Allegiance specifically, Clementine is your way to go. Absolutely. That's how you're going to get the best use out of Clementine. Now, any of the others, how I'd rank them, I would probably go with Ronald, number 3, Stars, number 2, and I would put Princess at number 1, meaning I would probably pick up Princess probably the most before the other 2, but they're not horrible options. They're not horrible options at all. So now, let's take a look. We have a attack chance bag, and who we have in it is St. Patty's Day Rosita, Raven, Agent 46, and Sarge. I'll tell you this now. I wish I didn't pick up one copy of Sarge for Faction Assault. That's literally the only purpose to pick up Sarge is for... You don't even need all the copies of him, to be honest. Now, let's see. So, since this is a chance bag, let's see the odds. Ooh, a even 25 split. Ooh. I don't know if I would pick this up because you don't know who you're going to get. I mean, you know, one of the 4 that's possible. Let's say if you really wanted St. Patty's Day Rosita, but you end up getting a Sarge. You know how disappointing that's going to be? To go from St. Patty's Day Rosita to Sarge. If you wanted Rosita, I would have recommended you to pick her up already. I wouldn't chance it. I probably would avoid these because you don't know who you're going to get. You may want Raven. You might end up getting Agent 46. Or who knows, you could get lucky and get the tune you want, but it's a 25% chance, so it's not great odds. But it is an even chance. So, again, okay, we have a defensive chance bag. Oh boy. So we have Casanova Davy. He's a defensive leader. Okay, not a bad leader skill. Then we have Steve. I believe he hands out infection and stuff. Okay, that's in his weapon. Okay. Easter Jesus and Zul. Again, I probably wouldn't recommend picking up the chance bags because it's probably going to be 25. Yeah, it's going to be 25% chance for any of the 4. They're all not bad options, but if you wanted a certain tune, you should have already gotten them from the last Mythic market. These chance bags are a bad idea. What if you want Casanova Davy and you end up getting Steve, for example? I mean, he's not bad, but I would say Steve is probably the worst one out of this chance bag. The other 3 I think are significantly better. So I probably would avoid these 2 if you want my personal opinion. I'm not going to touch either one of them. Now we have 2 more choice boxes. Okay, Gold Mythic Event Fighters. Okay, so we have Commander John. Okay, he's not bad. He does dish out infection, which can be used on really tough road maps. So if for whatever reason you don't have Commander John, he might be worth a pickup, possibly. And then we have Thanksgiving Dale, if he'll pop up. There we go. Thanksgiving Dale. Oh boy, it reminds me of that wonderful movie, Thanksgiving. But anyway, back on topic. Thanksgiving Dale, I'm pretty sure. See, he's another amped tune. Okay, so I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure if you surround him with a strong team, that's where he's going to get his best use out of. Okay, so all strong teammates get 30% attack. Plus, improved strong attack. So, okay, so this guy, if you don't have Thanksgiving Dale, and if you have a pretty decent strong attack team, he's going to help out with that. I mean, me personally, I probably would pick Commander John. But again, if you want to have a decent, strong attack team, Thanksgiving Dale is the way to go because he can up their attack and make their attack totals a little bit higher. But I'm avoiding this one because I have both of them already. But if you're someone that doesn't have either one of them, this might be a choice for you. And it's only 100,000, so there you go. You can get all 5 copies of whatever tune you want for pretty decent, I guess. Now we have another choice box. Gold Mythic Battle Pass Fighters. Okay, so we have Noor, a pretty good option. Noor was in the last Mythic market, and I had to get like 1 or 2 copies of her, and I picked up the rest of the copies to get her to LB3 finally. But if you do not have her, they gave you another chance to get her. If you want Noor and you don't have Noor, I would go ahead and pick her up now because who knows if she'll be around next time. I mean, she could be, but you never know. Now we have Angel. I mean, Angel, here's the thing about Angel. It's probably a bit too late for her to be in something like this because she used to be really good, but she kind of sucks now, I'm going to be honest. I mean, because I can easily deal with her in multiple ways, so, I mean, she's not even an issue. Nor, however, can still put up a hell of a fight. Even though she is a little bit easier to take down, she can still be a problem from time to time, unlike Angel. Although, in a roadmap they made Angel ridiculously tough, but outside of that, she's pretty easy to take care of, so I probably would go with Noor over Angel in this scenario if you don't have either one, in my honest opinion. Now we have a box, Awakening Tunes. Ooh, let's take a look. So 1000, Negan Awakening, Cal Awakening, Glenn Awakening, Governor's Awakening, and Lee Awakening. Why not put Lily in there? I mean, Lily, she would probably be the best option in there. Like, I don't, Negan is actually not that bad, but I didn't go for Cal. I didn't go for Glenn, nor Governor, nor Lee. I didn't go for Lily or Maggie. The only one I went for is Negan. Here's what I would have done differently. I would have added maybe one or two more items. You could have definitely added Lily and Maggie in here and not taken anything away. What I would have done for those that don't want to go for the Awakening Tunes, I would have added Ultra Mythic tokens and Advanced Mythic tokens in this crate as well. Or you could have had a separate box for both of them. I mean, that's a crazy idea, I know, Scoplay. Whoa, that just... Your minds are blown right now. That was a good idea you could have done, but if you need to complete a certain collection on any of these tunes, yeah, I would say go ahead and pick them up. You can get 10 boxes for 50,000. That's kind of steep. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. But I'm personally passing on that box, but you can go for it if you want to. Now we have a brand new weapon in the Mythic market. The Savage Tua... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last word, but anyway. It has 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, AP down on crit when dealing a critical hit, cause minus 25 AP to the enemy, 1535. I mean, this weapon it's okay. It's fine. The 1535 and the 40% attack is nice, but AP down on crit. I mean, I guess if you're looking for a new weapon, I probably would pick it up just to add to your collection. Right now I'm going to say I'm going to pass on it just because it's not something crucial I need. But again, who knows? Maybe something comes up in the future. Maybe I change my mind on it and pick it up just because why not? But it's more than likely going to come back around in the next Mythic market. So, because I'm pretty sure none of these weapons have been removed. So, if you miss it this time, I doubt you're going to miss it. You can just wait, right? And it's going to be 50,000, which is kind of steep for a kind of a mid weapon. I'm not going to say it's a mid weapon, but there are a couple of weapons that are not that good and they're that expensive. So if you want to pick up the nice looking axe, go ahead. It looks like an axe from Skyrim. Y'all remember that game? It looks like an axe from like one of them games like Oblivion or Skyrim. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Now we have a House Divided. This weapon was in the last Mythic market, see? And this weapon came back, so the cool looking axe is going to come back for sure. 40% defense, 40% HP, bonus defense, and telltale allegiance. So again, this weapon would only be worth picking up if you are planning on, or if you already have a telltale allegiance defensive team. Otherwise, this weapon is going to be worthless if you don't have that specific defense in mind. But other than that, I mean, it's not, like I said, if you're planning on building a telltale allegiance defensive team, go ahead and pick it up for sure. It will definitely be helpful for sure. Now let's take a look at the next weapon. Corvus's hunting knife. 35% attack, huge bonus to AP when attacking, 400% attack, get Guardian Shield when attacking enemies with less than 25% of their HP. Turns fighters' base crit chance to 100. I mean, this is kind of where we're starting to get to the not so good to the kind of crappy weapons. Now, the only good thing about this weapon, I would say, is turns fighters' base chance crit chance to 100%. That's going to be the best part of this weapon. The third slot is okay. It's not bad, but there's way better yellow options that you can definitely craft, or you can get from other places in the game. I probably would pass on this weapon. It's okay. There's worse weapons than this, honestly. Next up, we have Peter Anderson's Savage CZ550B. Okay, 40% attack, huge bonus to AP, splash damage, and attack damage boost. If you like splash damage weapons, this would be an ideal weapon for you. I personally, when this weapon showed up the very first time in the Mythic market, I picked one up. And when it procs, it's great. It's pretty great, honestly. So, if you don't have this weapon and you're curious about this weapon, I would think about it, because it is at the steep price of 50,000. That's the only potential downside on these weapons, is the price. I'm going to discuss what I think about the prices and all of that when we get done. So if you're curious about a splash damage weapon, this is a pretty great option. Plus it looks pretty great too. So I like it when I use it. Next up, we have Andre's Precise Assault Rifle. 35% attack, 30 crit, bonus attack, rampage. I mean, again, this is like one of the two weapons that's like, what were they thinking here? The fourth slot is obviously great. Rampage is fantastic. But then you have bonus attack. I don't know. I would have done something else there. And plus, you can craft Rampage, and you can get a way better weapon than what's in front of us right now. So, I would probably definitely pass on the weapon. Otherwise, if you just want to collect it for the looks, I guess, but for the usability, I would skip it. Now, this weapon, Diamond's Jarring Cowboy Pistol. Okay, this wasn't the weapon I was thinking of. It's probably the next one. 30% HP, 30% defense, stun when being attacked, cleanse. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely going to be better than the next weapon, and it's better, in my opinion, than the last weapon, just because of certain upgrades on the last weapon. I know I've been talking a lot, but I said we were going to go through this, and we are till we finish it. But honestly, you can probably get, can't you get focused stun and even improved focused stun? So I don't know if this weapon is going to be all that great. There's actually a weapon right now in the League store that is like probably 10 times better than this, which it has improved focus stun, plus it dishes out hemorrhage damage right now. Philip Blake's defensive pistol. It's a great weapon. I already picked it up the first time. I'm thinking about picking up a second one. That's how good the weapon is, honestly. I'm thinking about picking up a second one because the most expensive weapon in that League store is honestly crap. It is crap. If you didn't pick up Philip Blake's defensive pistol the first time, definitely pick it up. It's only 20,000 tokens this time around, and I picked it up the first time, so I'm thinking about picking up a second one. That way I can double up on the hemorrhage damage, potentially. So, this weapon is okay, but there is better alternatives, but it's not as bad as the previous weapon and the next weapon. Now, we have this broadsword, Valkyrie's Fierce Broadsword. Probably the worst weapon in here. Potentially. 35% attack, a very large bonus to AP when attacking, bonus attack, and stronger attacks. Okay, so again, there's potential with this weapon. Strong attacks is really good if you're planning on surrounding whoever you're going to put this weapon into the hands of a certain character. This weapon has potential, but here's the problem. Bonus attack. Really? Like, what were they thinking when they made this weapon and Andre's assault rifle? I would definitely skip this weapon if you're not looking to collect this weapon for looks. Other than that, for the usability, definitely skip it. And then we have Wang Fu's Machete. 35% HP, 30% defense, bonus AP, and fast healing. Not a bad weapon. I picked one up like long ago, and I use it on Tanya whenever I'm doing whenever I'm doing the SR tournaments. I mean, it's not terrible. It's definitely better than, it's way better than the worst weapons in this list. But, like, it's nothing amazing. It's somewhere probably in the middle. So, again, I would definitely avoid Valkyrie's sword and Andre's weapon, as they are the two shittest weapons in this whole list. They suck. I would not even bother. Now, let's go over the prices for certain things. 60,000 TWD gold medals is still very steep, still very expensive. I know some of them are still, some of them are somewhat newer tunes in Scopely's eyes, but come on. 60,000 though? Why not, if you're gonna, I wouldn't say have it at 20,000, but here's a start. How about only 30,000? That wouldn't be too bad, to be honest. But 60, that is very steep. So you would need 300,000, I believe. And then you couldn't get anything else, which sucks. So I would say that, like, these crates here, they need to be 30,000. And the chance ones, I guess that's a fair price point. But honestly, I might even lower them down to 10. I don't know. They shouldn't go no higher than 20. The choice boxes definitely need, the first two choice boxes need to be lowered to 30,000 instead of 60. And then these choice boxes, okay, so that's fair. 10,000 for the Mythic Battle Pass fighters. That's actually fair. And then I guess that's fair too. But okay, so the Gold Mythic Battle Pass fighters price is actually set pretty fairly. I don't see no issues with that. The gold mythic event fighters, that's actually a fair price. The defense and the attack chance bags, that's actually kind of a fair price too. But these, they need to come down. 30,000. I think a lot of people might be okay with them at 30,000. I think that would be reasonable. I think you wouldn't have people complaining. But 60, come on. And then the weapons, I would definitely lower the prices on all of those weapons. I would say do 20,000 for the weapons. You could, yeah, I would do 20. I wouldn't go no higher. Those are the price changes I would make. Make these 30,000. That's a fair price point for them. Those are fine price points. Make the weapons 20. Maybe have the new weapon at 50 if you want. But the weapons that have previously been in here, lower them to 20. Without a doubt. That's what I would do. And then I would have added another box for Ultra Mythic tokens and Advanced Mythic tokens. So, you've heard all I've had to say about what I think is good and what I think is bad about the new Mythic Market refresh. What are your thoughts on the new Mythic Market refresh, and who are you going to be aiming for with the attack tunes or the defensive tunes? Or maybe you want to gamble like you're at the casino and hit one of the chance bags. Or maybe there's an event tune that you missed out on and you want to get one of them. Or maybe if you didn't have a chance to get Nor, you have another chance. And if you want to get Angel for some reason, she's in there as well. And if you haven't picked up a weapon in a while, what weapons are you thinking about maybe potentially getting? Are you going to get the new weapon? Or maybe you're slacking on some of the older weapons and you need to get some of the older weapons. Like I said, I have Peter Anderson's pistol. I have Wang Fu's machete. And I believe, yeah, that's all the weapons I have, because those weapons, like, come on, 50,000? They need to be lowered to 20, like I said. And do you agree with some of my points about some of these prices in the Mythic Market needing to be lowered? Or are you some insane, crazy person and you think they need to be raised you think the prices need to be raised? Or do you agree with me and think that some of the items definitely need to be, some of the prices need to be lowered? You know, let me know down in the comments, and that's all I got for you guys for today. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Buckbeak, and I'm going to go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.